Yes, it is worth it and you should buy it. Yes, it is difficult, but you will manage. And do you know why am I giving you the answer right away? Because you are one of two types of people. You are either a person who have never played Elden Ring, want to buy it, and probably have seen 50 videos before that to find out why, and will probably continue to see more after that, or you are an Elden Ring player who already has at least 100 hours in it, and that's bare minimum, and you want to know this Zelensky looking Super Mario Brother had to say about your favorite game. Tell me if I'm wrong. But no matter who you are, let me tell you about Elden Ring and why it is one of the best games ever made. And yes, no exaggeration there. And before you're gonna get into the meat of the game and actual gameplay, let's talk about the first thing that you will see in the game, or rather, first thing that you have seen of this game. It is game's looks and its world. This thing is most likely the first thing that you will notice in this game, because this game is absolutely like nothing else. It's beautiful and vast. The style of the game is absolutely unparalleled. There is absolutely nothing like Elden Ring world-wise and looks-wise. And yes, some of you might say that, okay, oh yeah, Dark Souls games or Demon Souls or Sekiro or Bloodborne is at the same level, but I will tell you that they're not. Yes, maybe individual designs might be there, but none of them are on the scale and scope of Elden Ring. Because if you're gonna take all of the Souls-like games, Demon Souls, all of the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and smash them into a single game, they will still probably be smaller than Elden Ring. And yeah, this time I mean Elden Ring and Shadow of Erdtree. But it's not all about the size. The Elden Ring is truly vast and huge. It's all about the atmosphere that this game is creating. And it's absolutely unparalleled. The sense of dread and the feeling that you're walking amongst the ruins of the world ruled by demigods will never leave you. At every step of the way in the game, you will feel like that you are walking amongst the remnants of something huge, something beautiful, something vast. And this vastness is not even monotonous as well. It's completely different everywhere you go. From moss-covered rocks near seaside, to mountaintops, to lava pools, to underground entire cities, to scarlet rot swamps, the world is incredibly vast and diverse. I didn't even touch out of an erdtree. That's all in a base game. The variety of environment is truly staggering. They really look like stuff from completely different games. Every time you change a zone, it feels like you're moving to another planet. It's that much different. And the same thing goes to design of basically everything, especially of an enemies. The variety of enemies here is truly insane. The regular soldiers with different armors and different complexions is just the bottom of a barrel, like very bottom scrape of a barrel, very low level. And even they have huge variety. And still, I don't want to spoil you anything, but the bosses here are absolutely amazing. Before this, only Souls game that I played was Demon Souls, and even then it was huge, but it's nothing compared to Elden Ring. I have absolutely no idea what kind of mind can come up with a variety of different creatures like that, and I never thought that I will be amazed by the looks of different monsters in any game or any media, but yeah, this time I was completely surprised. I have no idea who are the people behind this game, but they truly have anime brains, because yeah, only animes have this type of variety and this type of depth and insanity in world building and in bosses and in all the creatures around you. And what's most important, it's not just how they look, it's how they move as well, because movement of bosses in this game is extremely important. No, it's not even extremely important, it's paramount to know how they move. And you know, when you don't really understand the anatomy of the creature that stands in front of you, yeah, it's really difficult to understand what type of move it can do, or even what parts of his body he can move. And yeah, times that I was shocked that this part of body actually hit me and killed me, well, more than once, that I can tell you that. And speaking of hitting you with the part that should not hurt, well, the combat, the bane of existence of Souls-like games, and the reason why most people never touch them. Well, let me tell you that I am a shitty gamer. I am having a really difficult time completing anything above normal difficulty in basically any game. And yes, this game is hard. It's very hard, but not because it's difficult to move or it's difficult to hit or bosses are unforgiving and things like that. It's just how the game actually works. It's a core mechanics of the game of how hard it is, but it's actually learnable. You can learn how to play this game, and suddenly when you learn how to do certain stuff, game is not becoming as hard. Don't get me wrong, at no point game is becoming easier, unless you have hundreds of hours completing anything and everything with your eyes closed and know every pattern of every movement of every raindrop outside. Yes, in this case it will probably become easier, but in any other case it will never become easy, but it will always become manageable. And what's most important, there is no one style of combat that fits them all. You can actually mix and match different styles and learn the style that suits you the most. You want to find with giant mace and take half a health bar of a boss with a single hit. Want to have a daggers and get very close up to an enemy and hit them 50 times before he can actually look behind? Well, yeah, you can do that as well. Want to never get close into an enemy and hit him with all kind of magical spells, raining the wrath of gods on them? Well, you can do that as well. Want to never lift a finger and summon the army of minions to fight instead of you? Well, you can kind of do that as well. Well, you see, the reason why this game is difficult for most people is that the people are trying to win the battles and defeat bosses their way. They want to choose just one style, and they want the style to work everywhere at the same time. That does not work. This game and this world has rules, and you need to follow these rules. No matter if you're fighting with a powerful magic or hitting enemies with your bare hands, you need to follow the rules. And as soon as you will learn these rules, as soon as you will start following these rules, the game suddenly does not become that difficult. It's becoming manageable. And when you defeat your first boss, and then your second, and then your third, after 50th try, there is no feeling that comes closer in gaming to that. There is nothing. That's why Bloodborne players look like junkies. Because yeah, this is an adrenaline rush that is compared to absolutely nothing. And in a world where you have hundreds of bosses and everywhere you go something is trying to kill you, this feeling of accomplishment is paramount, because this is the feeling that moves you forward further and further and further. An amount of content that this game provides you, even in a base game, is absolutely staggering. With around 50 to 100 hours of gameplay in a base game and around 50 hours of gameplay in an expansion, this game will keep you busy for really long time. And if you're watching this video on any type of sale or finding this game somewhere else, like on instant gaming for example, there is literally no reason to not get this, even for the full price. And don't let these games age fool you. Even though it came out in 2022, it does not matter at all. This game still stands pinnacle of gaming with just few other games, and this is one of few games that is worth it for any price, anytime. So yes, if you haven't played it, just go and get it. And if you have, I hope you liked my opinion, because if you didn't, I'm pretty sure you will let me know in the comments down below. And this video is sponsored by channel's partner and supporter, Instant Gaming. If you want best games for the best prices all the time, all year round, without waiting for any sales, Instant Gaming is the way to go. You can find all types of games for all the different platforms, and most importantly, for the cheapest prices possible. And I also partner with Instant Gaming for epic game giveaway of your choice. So click the link in the description down below for your chance to win. Thanks to Instant Gaming for their support, and now let's get back to the video. And if you like these types of open world RPGs but want something a little bit less challenging but still great nonetheless, you can watch my review of Enshrouded right here. Or if you like something that is zombie related, you can watch my review of Days Gone right here as well. Don't forget to subscribe right here as well. This is for today, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.